Good afternoon. I'm Dave. This is Backyard Pursuits, and I'm on the road again. On my way to another Facebook Marketplace free wood score, hopefully. We'll find out. Found this place the other day, did a quick drive-by this morning, and it's a smaller log pile, but it's still nice, still worth the trip. And it's also better positioned in that it's a log pile right by the road. I don't have to take the truck down a awkward hill in somebody's backyard. I just pull up on the road, cut what I like, and load it right into the trailer. Trailer being the operative word here. I have my neighbor's 12-foot garden trailer behind the truck here. Has a nice set of ramps on it, so I don't have to lift the heavy rounds. I can just roll them over onto the trailer ramps and right up into the trailer. We're going to see what we can get cut this afternoon. I've got a couple hours. Put both saws in the back along with all the usual wood cutting accessories. So yeah, it's another adventure. Let's see what this free wood find yields us. All right, got the saw warmed up. There's going to be our first attempt. That over there is all the rest of the log pile, and there's quite a bit here. So yeah, I like this. This could be good. Let's start sawing, see how this wood looks. Initial cuts, this stuff looks pretty solid. No rot, no punk. I don't know how long this stuff's been sitting, but it hadn't been that long. I'm gonna throw these in the trailer, keep cutting. Once again, I'm very glad I have my Cant hook. So this is interesting. I've never seen this before. This bottom section must have been sitting for a while because there's either a split in there or it's starting to get soft and all the wood is just separating, because this stuff right here is really pretty nice. I mean, it's solid and it's just you know, pre-splitting for me. Nice.
of heavy.
What's that?
It's kind of heavy.
A little bit. A little bit. I'm
that one's closer to 22-inch long. Car behind you.
Hour and a half later, and that 12x6 trailer is about full, and that's what's left over there on the log pile. So I will be back for more of this, but for today, for right now, that's what we got.
Overall, that went pretty well. That's a lot of nice, looks like mostly maple. It's been on the ground for a little bit, but not long enough to be rotten or punky or anything like that. It's still relatively fresh. Should make really good firewood. There is definitely some really big stuff there. The smaller stuff, I may or may not grab some of that. While I was there, the gentleman who actually manages that property stopped by. He was heading down the street with his trailer, and chatted with him for a minute. And I'm going to cross my fingers because there's a chance that he can bring some equipment down to that property, a Kubota tractor. And he said he's got a set of Pallet Forks, and he would be willing to load full logs onto my flatbed. Now that would be, oh man, if I can get that to work, that would be fantastic, because I can get, I mean, a flatbed load for me is probably 4 baskets maybe at a time. I can load them in log form. I can store them at in the wood yard in log form, and I don't have to mess with cutting them up as I go. I can cut them up over the winter at my leisure and get them split and put up into baskets as I go along. So I'm gonna hope that we can work something like that out. I have to look at my calendar, make a couple phone calls, and see what days he is available with his tractor and when we can make our schedules meet. So go get on home. I'm going to pull this in, and we'll get this at least parked in the wood yard for the night. I may or may not get it unloaded. We'll see. There's the final product, folks. Another load of really nice soft maple, my bread and butter, into the wood yard. That's where I'm going to cap this video. I've got to get that trailer back next door to my neighbor, get a few things cleaned up, and well, then it's Friday night. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Cross your fingers for me. I'm really hoping this property manager comes through with a tractor, and I can go back next week and load a whole bunch of logs onto the flatbed trailer. Stick around, we'll see if that comes to pass. Until next time, stay safe, we'll see you around.